It is always good because you can use it later on.
Right, yeah. Okay, so here, yeah, knight on a5 is kind of restricted mobility. Then bishop on f5 is hanging.
Yes, absolutely. Very good.
We could argue maybe bishop on f4 is somewhat restricted because knight h5 maybe, bishop can't escape. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get forced into trading. That's something
The
to.
piece which is restricted means it could be get
Trapped.
trapped, like knight a5. It could be trapped over here. Like in future, if we can able to play like b4, this could be trapped. So f4 bishop is not restricted because it can come easily over here and it is well protected as well.
Okay. There's a
First, first, first you should think, then you should tell me. Okay. Not each and everything you have to tell me directly. First, you have to like you should spend few minutes. Then you have to tell me everything in one go. In any position, we need to think deeply. It is not like just casual like this. We have to think properly, sort out everything. Then we should start think about the if any combination is available there.
got it.
You should share few games of your to me as well. I want to check if these
Um,
particularly
yeah.
played in the real tournaments.
If you go under my studies, which are all public, you'll see my tournament
Oh, okay.
games.
You can share one of your study, then I can see. Okay,
That's my main account. Same on chess.com also.
okay, okay.
But I mostly play
Good.
on chess, and then I have another account where I training account.
Okay, okay. Oh, I just want to see few games so I can able to see uh, yeah, how you are playing in the opening or in the middle game or in the end game.
Okay.
Okay, now think, and it is good if you are using your real chessboard next time in the class. It will help a lot,
Okay.
and it is good when you are going to play the real tournament because calculating on the screen and calculating on the real chessboard have
Different.
a lot of difference.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, now you should spend 1 or 2 more minutes, then we'll start. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now you could tell me the critical points. I will just indicate them.
A5 knight,
A5 knight,
restricted,
okay.
potential skewer on C7 with the bishop.
Yes, absolutely. Very well done. Very good. And
Um, Bishop on F5 is hanging, black bishop.
knight on H5 is also hanging. Okay, knight is actually on H5.
Okay.
He just played that move, and after that, we need to think. Okay,
Okay.
so
Knight on H5 is
because if
hanging.
I play that move, it will show you all the points. So I cannot do that. Okay, any other
Okay.
thing?
I'm trying to stick with your criteria.
Okay. That is a pin. Pin is
There's
there.
a pin on the king, so basically d5 pawn maybe under slight danger.
Yeah. This is also a critical point because it is only protected by the queen and because knight is already moved and
Right.
it is attacked by the knight. So one attack in one defense, it means that is also a critical point. Okay. And he
Mhm.
considered that hatchet as well, but I don't want to consider because still rooks or king are not exposed. We cannot take them into the account. Okay.
Sure.
So rook is not exposed. Actually, he's telling that consider everything because it will then like a what we can say
It'll
that
force you to be more thorough with your
yes,
analysis
it
when you
could be like
consider all
in
the
any
pieces.
situation. If you will consider everything, then you cannot able to miss anything. Although this is not the
Right.
point, you should have to consider that. Okay, he's telling that don't just let it go. Just consider everything which is
Yeah.
available. Whichever is helpful for you. So you can see you point out everything, and one important thing which we point out, that is the bishop c7 sort of thing, which is not given by the grandmaster, but it is the point. Okay,
Right.
so we use that thing in future as well. Okay, so what we have to do here, combination has been
Um,
1 second. Give me 1 second.
yeah, sure.
Okay. ये एक बार ये एक्चुअली क्या हो गया कि वो थोड़ा सा इसकी क्लास चल रही थी तो थोड़ा लेट हो गए आने में, इसीलिए। तो भैया पानी कैसा है? हाँ तो रहने दो ना, मत जाने दो। Okay, so because of this, what he did, that is the bishop c7. You can see using those points, and he played the bishop. So because there are so many critical points, like we consider the 4 and 5, and one thing which he missed, that is the 6. It means when opponent has increased the number of critical points, you need to look for the tactical solution. Okay, so here he played the bishop c7. Actually, we need to consider the candidate moves as well, but we don't want to go into that right now. But in future, we are looking at that point as well. So it is forced to take. Now knight d5, we are using the second critical point, pin, and d5 was also unprotected. So he must have to go on d8. That is the only thing to protect this knight. Then knight into e7, he cannot take with the queen because knight on a5 is hanging. So king into e7 is the only move. Now b4, knight is trapped over there. So only move, that is this. So then bishop into c4, he played the that d5, creating the fork. Then now we are going to use this other critical point, that is the knight h5. See, queen d1. Okay, then b into c4 till here everything is forced. And we created one more critical construction over there because after knight e5, knight c6, we can able to create this knight fork as well. So that is the critical construction. Okay, so knight e5 and we hit 4. So now it is very clear why knight h5 is wrong. And because of this thinking process, we got a very good positioning. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So now we are going to
makes
see the
sense.
next example. In this one, we are going to use the critical constructions. Okay. So critical constructions are after a few moves we will see. Like in the game, he played the e3, then f into e3, then queen into e3, then sorry, in this position I don't want to play. In this position, he played the queen f2. Now we can you have to find out the critical construction. It means like knight fork or bishop pin or skewer or something like that. So think for a few minutes, then we will see that example.
Okay.
This game has been played by the Mikhail
Okay.
White already played the queen f2. After that, we need to think.
Right.
Okay, tell me what you note down.
Well, after that
Okay.
move, queen f2, then Well, first of all, the queen on f2 is kind of loose, only protected by the king.
Yes, that is a critical point. Absolutely. Very good. Well done.
The rook on d2 is loose because only bishop protects it, and the bishop on c3 is under
Yes,
attack from the other
absolute
bishop
right. Well
potentially.
done. Again, good thing.
Bishop on f6 is hanging.
Yes, absolutely. This is also important. Not only consider the point for the opponent, but for the yourself as well.
Queen on e3 is hanging.
Yes, absolutely.
Rook on c1 is x-ray hanging.
Yes, it is also hanging. Very good. This is a critical point as well. Okay, now we are talking about the critical construction. You already find out the critical points, and that is the I am impressed that you learned that thing very well. Now we will see the critical construction. So you can see because queen is on f2, if bishop is black bishop will come on this diagonal, then this could be pin. So this is called
Right.
critical construction. The other thing that knight could come on e2, then it could create the knight fork. So this is the second critical construction. Okay.
Knight on
So
f3 is also a discovery from the rook on the back on d8.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. So actually, White also thought about the same thing that knight e2 could come. So after this, you can see this is the critical construction over there. This is hanging, and all other points you consider are also correct. Okay. And one more thing he missed that knight e2 is also a critical construction. Okay. So here he continue with the, would you like to think that combination or should I tell you?
Give me a minute. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Actually, the real problem is that if queen will come on f6 and create the battery with the bishop, then it is very dangerous for black. This is the
Mm-hmm.
thing which we need to consider.
Mm-hmm.
If you want flip board, then I could flip it for you as well.
Yeah,
Okay. It,
that'll be easier, I think. I think I can just play knight e2 here, right?
yes. So
If rook
if
e2,
you
then
want
queen
to test
c1.
the approval, then you could continue. Then otherwise, I will show you.
Okay, so knight e2, rook e2, queen c1. Then he has some options, I guess.
He
So
is going to play rook e1. So it creates the double attack on you.
if rook e1, then I have rook e8.
Rook d1, you want to say?
Or sorry, rook d1, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. After that, he could play queen into f6. You can take on e1, and after that, king will escape on h2, and now you have to save that checkmate. Your rook on b8 is also hanging.
My rook on b8 is hanging.
Yes, because your other rook is on D1 now. And yours, sorry, on D1 now. It is already moved. So queen H8 and then queen into B8 is also great.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
I will show you
Um,
everything. But the main thing is that we need to imagine everything.
I mean, I can just come back with my queen, I think, right? Or can I just play queen h6?
Then your E1 rook is hanging. He could take that. Bishop into E1.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Yeah.
And it is very difficult to defend the position with rook against two bishops. It is very difficult. I lost one game in my childhood that I could not able to forget that. Okay, now I will show you. Okay, so actually, white also thought the same thing, but black just think one extra move and using the idea of that critical construction. Okay, so this is force, then this, everything is okay. And you can see after rook d1, it is very difficult for black to defend because this battery is very strong. So here black played a very strong move, that is the bishop into c3. Why? Because after taking bishop d4, this is the critical construction which is working now.
Yeah, I considered this briefly.
Yes, if
Thought
it
about
is
this.
not there, then position is bad for black. So that's why he goes for that combination, and now basically he's exchange up and he could win this game quite easily. Okay, so we are not going to go further. In this one, he is showing your move as well, like rook d1. After rook d1, queen into f6, rook into e1, king h2, and after queen h6, then bishop into e1. And he has the two bishops against the rook, and which is very powerful right now.
Hmm.
Okay, now we move toward the third thing. That is a opposition. It means X-ray attack. So it is a black to play again, and white is going to play something, and after that we will see that. Actually, what happens? This is the X-ray attack. So you have to consider all the things which is in X-ray attack. So after like rook ED7, white played the move rook E2. And okay, he set it up a trap. You can see the X-ray attack. Queen is X-ray attacking on the queen, king, and rook is X-ray attacking on the king. Sorry. Rook is X-ray attacking on the queen. So here I have to save the board. Here black just ignore that thing. He don't consider what going to be happened. Okay, and he just played the rook a6, which is not correct. Now, based on this X-ray attacks, white has a very strong combination. Can we see it?
You want me to call out all those things first,
Because
those criterias?
combination occurs because of this X-ray attack. Queen is attacking on the king and rook is attacking on the queen. Actually, what he did by playing a rook on e2, he just provide an extra protection with the knight and queen. Because if no pawn is there and if no pawn is on e4, then he will definitely play queen into e1. So he just uh, uh, he played this rook e2 against that idea of queen into e1. So now he can able to play one combination. We need to think about that. What combination is that?
Is white black to play?
It's a white to play now. Black already played the rook a6 and because of this X attack, which is attacking on the king, white can able to create some combination.
So do you want me to call out all the, the criteria, all the different what did you call those
No,
eight
no, no.
things?
There you just have to think about the direct moves because already we saw that is a X-ray attack. It is the position of X-ray attack only. X-ray attack is working in this.
X-ray attack?
It means indirect attack. You can see queen is attacking on the king and rook is attacking on the queen
Yeah, I
and
understand.
rook as well. These are called X-ray attack or indirect attacks.
Yeah.
If you are using this criteria, you can able to find out the combination as well. You can defend against the opponent's ideas as well. Actually, black hasn't pay attention to opponent's idea. He must have to think why he played that move. Should we see it? It looks difficult for you, I think. Okay, now we'll see it. Because these are the examples only, so we could see that. That is a knight f5. What is the point? He's not only attacking on the queen, but he's attacking on the d6 as well. So we have to think both the things. If he'll accept the sacrifice, then what happens? And if he don't accept, then what happens? Okay. So actually he accepted that queen f8 is not correct thing. So then e into f5 now you can see. Rook is attacking on this queen. Queen must be safe. And you can't play queen f6 because rook is hanging over there. So to save both the things, you need to play queen f8 or then we could play the discover jack. So because of this x-ray attack, we are able to open up the position and we have the good position right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we are moving toward the next idea and that is called pin. So that is a simple thing which we already knew that. Okay, so actually in this game, white is just playing easily and he just ignored the idea of pin. Okay, so white played the a3 and black played the g6 and just carelessly he played the king knight to d6.
Mm.
So what to do now? After knight d6, something is there. Try to find out. Very interesting thing you are going to see now. White is just going to lose material because of that. So basically, it's a black to play after knight d6. So on every move, we have to pay attention. Otherwise, tactics are in air.
So it's black to move in this position, right?
It's a black to play after knight d6.
Right.
So we are going to use the idea of pin here. Right now, nothing is pin.
White just played knight d6.
Yes, white already played the knight d6. Now it's a black to play, and we are going to use the idea of pin.
I think I would just play like knight d6, knight e7.
Yes,
He has to
absolutely.
move the rook, then knight
After
c8
that,
probably.
d7,
Getting
knight
a
e7. Now this knight is pinned.
yeah.
Okay.
Now
So
knight
what
c8.
White thought that if he's attacking on d6 by playing knight c8, he could play knight c4 and he could save everything. But
Right.
surprise is there. He missed the quick moves. Okay, that is the people. Now no knight c4 is available, and you are going to lose this d6 knight.
Mhm.
Okay. So actually there are no possibility of pin, but he just underestimated the idea of that pin. So what is the correct move for him? That to take this, then after bishop to d7, then knight d6, and everything is okay. Okay, so don't just play any move casually. Most of the time, you will see, you can just see, check it from your games as well. Whenever we are playing any move casually, just okay, just play it, and that move could be the back move. Okay, so be alert till score sheet is signed for this. Okay, so in this
Right.
one, again we are going to see the one more thing, that is the restricted mobility of king. In this position, you can see piece squares around the kings are already covered. It means it is highly possible that we can able to create the mating net over there. Okay, so white played the queen f3 here, and black played the bishop b7. Just ignore that his king is in danger. So after bishop b7, can you think from the white side? What are the best move for white here? And here it is possible that white could able to create the mating net. If you see this position, you will amaze that how it could happen. One more thing is needed in this example, that we need to imagine the last position. That is a difficult task. Playing first move is quite easy, but getting that last position is very difficult in in your mind.
I think it should work. Let's start with queen f6.
Okay, so think for the
Huh?
queen f6, bishop f6. Go ahead.
Ef6.
Ef6, okay.
Yeah.
Then king will go on like g8,
Rook h3.
then h5.
Hmm. That creates some problems.
Yeah. H6, he will play king h7, and king is quite safe on h7. So think again. Imagine the last position is very difficult. I already told you. We are going to end session after this example. Okay. And we will meet in the next class. Okay.
Sure.
This one is very good example to test imagination of any person.
Mm.
Okay. Did you get anything?
Um, I'm trying to find what to do against this h5 move. Maybe I need to.
Actually, you took with the wrong pawn on f6. You have to take it with the g into f6. Then it will work. I will show you how. If you want to calculate after g into f6, then you can do. After queen f6, bishop into f6, he is going to take with the g into f6.
The thing is that he can still play the h5, right?
Yeah. We don't allow him to play h5.
Queen
That is the
f6,
real
bishop
point.
f6. Then g takes f6, check,
Yeah.
king h, or let's just say king g8.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Then if I play rook h3, then he plays h5. So if I
What
take on
I mean
h7,
that
then he
we
takes
allow
rook
him to
check.
play that h5.
Say that again?
So we won't allow him to play that pawn to h5. So we are going to take on h7.
Queen f6, bishop f6, rook h7.
Yes, queen f6, bishop. No, no. Queen f6, bishop f6, g into f6, king g8, then rook into s7. I will show you.
If king
Okay,
is
so
f7, then what?
in
How does
F6,
it continue?
sorry, bishop b7. Okay,
How are you
then
gonna check
queen
out just the pawn
f6,
and the rook?
g into bishop into f6, g into f6, king g8, then rook into s7 is the brilliant. Why? Because after this,
Oh,
rook h3, king g8, bishop
bishop
h6 is
h6.
a good move. Because
Oh,
he
I forgot
cannot
about that.
prevent this bishop g7 and rook h8 idea. Whatever he did. That is the point. Okay. So queen c7, f4. A1 we can play bishop g7 as well, but this is much better. Don't allow him to do anything. You can see who can stop this idea. Bishop g7 and rook h8. Whatever he did. So
Yeah,
imagine
I should have recognized this. I've seen this before.
yes. To just imagine this position, bishop is on g7 and rook in rook on h8 is the difficulty. Okay. Because all other sacrifices, okay. We could think about the rook into s7, then one always thinking that one more piece is also needed. Like if knight will join the things, then it could be easy. If one more piece we have, then it could be easy. But uh, it is very difficult to imagine this thing because we don't have the queen, we don't have the rook, and if it is not matched, then we are going to lose this game.
Those are the two guys who played this game.
That
This
that
Henriquez
fear don't
versus
allow us to think.
right.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying those are the players on the top. Those are the guys who played this game.
That is Henrikens is the name, and
I think I've
with
seen this before, but maybe yeah, I'm
okay
almost certain I've seen this
with
position before.
Mantas, and Hen Henrikas, whatever name is this. I think you can see on the top of the board. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see it now. Okay,
Yeah.
because it is so many things are there. Yes, these are there. This game has been played in 2004, and the opening is my favorite. That is a Sicilian Attack. I love to play this. Okay, so I
Yeah, this
have
was
so
insane.
many
I mean,
games like this in which I sacrifice so many things, and I love to play it. Okay. Okay, so this is for the day, Rafi, and now we are going to join soon. Whenever we have the both of us, we are free or time is set for the next class. Okay.